Everyone at Parkside High knew Mia Lee as that girl, the quiet one in the corner, the one with oversized hoodies and headphones clamped over her ears like armor. She never spoke, unless spoken to, avoided eye contact, and blended into hallways, like a shadow. But all that changed one rainy Thursday, when 3 boys tried to make her invisible existence a Targetan paid the price. Asterisk. It started just like any other school day. Mia walked into the building with her hoodie drawn tight and her head bowed low. She had her books clutched to her chest and her eyes fixed on the tiles beneath her feet. The hall buzzed with the usual chaos, friends laughing, lockers slamming, sneakers squeaking, but for Mia, it was just background noise to survive. That morning, she hadn't even wanted to come to school. Her stomach twisted every time she passed the big group of juniors who loitered near the stairs, and right in the center of them, Jared, Logan, and Math, the self-declared kings of Parkside. Asterisk Jared had spotted her weeks ago. Maybe it was the way she flinched when someone called her name, or how she practically shrank into herself when they passed. Bullies can smell fear. They live for it. And Mia, small and quiet, looked like easy prey. Asterisk so. When Mia walked past the stairwell that day, trying to keep herself invisible, Jared stuck his foot out. Asterisk, she stumbled. Her books spilled, and the world slowed down. The laughter was immediate. Logan barked out something loud and stupid. Matt kicked her notebook across the floor like a soccer ball. Jared bent down, grinning like a wolf. "Hey, Mouse," he said, tugging the hood off her head. "What's the rush? You late for anime?" Club asterisk. Mia didn't answer. Her heart was pounding too loud. She didn't even move to grab her books. He grabbed her collar. That's when everything stopped. Asterisk in that instant. Mia wasn't in a school hallway anymore. She was on the hardwood floors of her uncle's Judo dojo. She was 6 again, crying in frustration after failing another throw. Her uncle knelt beside her, calm and patient. Judo isn't about hurting others. It's about balance, control, and knowing when to stand up for yourself. Asterisk, she had spent years training, years keeping her power tucked away because it felt easier to stay small and unnoticed. But now, with Jared's fist clenched in her hoodie, and his breath on her face, something inside her shifted. She grabbed his wrist. In one smooth, practiced motion, Mia twisted her hips, pivoted her foot, and threw him over her shoulder like a sack of potatoes. Jared landed with a thud. Wind knocked out of him, eyes wide in shock. Before Logan or Matt could process what just happened, Mia sidestepped, locked Matt's elbow mid-reach, and with a sharp movement, forced him to the ground. Logan hesitated, but a single look from Mia froze him in place. Asterisk, don't she? Said, voice steady for the first time. Asterisk, the hallway was silent. Kids stared, mouths open, phones recording. Mia didn't care. Asterisk, the assistant principal, came running seconds later, pushing through the crowd. But the damage was done. Mia had just flipped the entire social hierarchy on its head. Asterisk, the aftermath wasn't easy. Mia had to explain everything to the school board, and there were talks about excessive force and self-defense. But the security footage spoke volumes. And even the board couldn't argue with what the video clearly showed 3 boys surrounding one girl, and her calmly defending herself. Asterisk, the boys were suspended. Jared walked with a sling for weeks. But what changed most wasn't them, it was Mia. Asterisk, people started seeing her. Not in the stare and whisper way, but in the "Hey, can I sit here?"
Way.
One girl from her English class told her that was the coolest thing I've ever seen, and actually meant it. A freshman asked if she gave judo lessons. Teachers started nodding at her with a new kind of respect. Asterisk, but more importantly, Mia began to lift her head a little higher. She walked with her back straight. She started answering questions in class. She even signed up to help teach at her uncle's dojo on weekends. Asterisk still, she didn't talk much. She didn't need to. Her actions had spoken loud enough. Behind the story was more than just a viral hallway. Fight Tate was the journey of a girl who had spent years hiding her strength, afraid of what the world would do if she stepped into her own light. But strength doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's quiet, patient, waiting for the right moment to rise. Asterisk Mia had always had power. That day she chose to use it. Asterisk, and in doing so, she became a silent legend. Asterisk the message? Never underestimate the quiet ones. Never know what battles they've trained for in silence. Asterisk.